Hello, so we're starting our walk again today outside Guildford Crown Court with the Bedford Road car park straight opposite. So, face of the courts, turn left and walk to the end of the road. So, after you've passed the cinema, bear right and up and over the bridge. Now, over the bridge, so we're only 5 minutes from the station, and down the stairs with the nice murals on it. So this time at the bottom of the steps, we're turning right and heading towards town. Still tucked away in Guildford, there's some lovely old buildings despite the great modernity of a county town of Britain. So you still see little things tucked away. Keep your eyes open and away you go. When you reach the town bridge, take the road between the Lighthouse Pub and St Nicholas Church. Now, for those of you of a certain vintage, across the navigation you'll notice there's something missing. Drop what's missing in the comments. Carry on following the road down to the Iron Bridge you can see in the distance. So, cross over the bridge. Temptation here is to turn right, but you're actually on an island, so don't. Go across another little bridge, which takes us to the main road for a little way, which is a bit of a shame, but as the weir's broken, the right of way through is kind of gone. Morning, boys and girls. So, out onto the main drag. Always busy with traffic whenever you come here. Work your way down until you can enjoy the slightly more pleasant part of the world. So, having passed the Way Navigation pub, there's a little iron bridge that lets you cross the river. Don't take this for the purposes of this walk because you'll end up on the wrong side of the river and heading off to Godalming. Carry on down past the boat club. As you get to the rowing club, your footpath away from the road reappears. Hello, Mr. Magpie. So at this point, you've got a choice of 3 routes, really. They all lead to the same place in the end, just go around the same part of the island. But for me, I'm turning right and going down to the river. And into the river she climbed. So you're now on Shelford Water Meadows, and they've got everything. They've got a weir, they've got a navigation, and I got long moody shots of reflections on the water. Haven't got swing bridges though, so it's not totally perfect. Anyway, carry on down the riverbank path. So water meadows are an ancient means of irrigating agricultural land. So you would open up a sluice like this, let this stream fill up to water all this. But now it just means eventually some arsewife of a developer will come and I'm going to build a house there because after all that never floods when I stop managing the water, does it? You are away from the river at this point, but there are little balustraded streams. In a glorious juxtaposition between the waterworks and St Mary's Church, Shelford. Follow along the road and keep an eye out for the footpath. Don't turn left after the church, that's not the road you're looking for. It looks like you're walking into the water treatment works with the World Supply of Health and Safety signs and a windsock just in case your tiny little helicopter wants to land in the car park. But if you're going down here, you can probably see the cycling and footpath sign. Here it is, tucked away between the barbed wire and the safety barriers. So, let's go around the bend. Up the hill, up the steps here, at the top of the steps, hang a left. It's on the side of a tree, not in your home or in your soul. Just to put no finer point on it. Help me get here. You're on NCN 22, so it'll probably be very well kept. but hang a left anyway. Emerging from the woods by the Seahorse pub in Shalford, cross the road and turn right. So, opposite what I presume must have been a toll gate in days of yore. Hang a left, signposted Guildford National Trail and Shalford Mill. Shalford Mill is a glorious little building, but sadly this time of year closed. So it's good to follow the footpath over the wibbly wobbly bridge and on down the footpath. Say hello to the sheep. Hello Sean and your friends. So, having followed the footpath through the Kissing Gate to an open field with a very clearly marked path, and you're heading to where those other two walkers are. The path does split at the far side of this field, and you can turn right and disappear off south again, but we're heading our way back to town. And I'm hoping that I'm carrying a bit too much of yesterday around with me, that we don't have to go too far up that little bit of the North Downs that's spread out in front of us quite gloriously. A lovely view from these houses. In the distance, yesterday's lunch. Far side of the field, through the Kissing Gate, down the steps, and along the path in your sort of 1 o'clock-ish. Welcome to Surrey. Upper middle class pettiness at its freaking peak. It's terrible. You can't have your own chickens in your back gardens because your neighbours move to the country and don't like the noise. As you get to the end of the lane, footpath runs away in front of you, and there's some fairly new houses, which is where no doubt the chicken complainers live. So as you walk out at the end of the footpath, you're on a lane for a very short while, and you'll see on your right a house where the complete end wall is all glass. To the right of that, turn right and you're on the footpath again. Obviously very popular. I've been on here about 2 minutes, and I've met 4 dog walkers and a couple riding a horse. But just a good old-fashioned Holloway in the making. We do like these. So there's a conjunction of footpaths right by this car park, but basically when you come down, just follow your nose. There's the one straight ahead of you. Don't turn right onto the North Downs way. North we jolly well go again. So at the car park I did a bit of a diversion around the triangular little greeny thing here, because there's just too many people in the car park discussing how Christmas at the Outlaws was absolutely horrific, but it's alright because we're going for drinks with Simon and Joe Castor this evening, and that should be nice and messy. Anyway, so onto the road and follow it down. As you get to the end of the green, normally you'd walk down that road. Just here on your right, next to this fir tree, is your public footpath. A few steps, can't miss it. So when you get to Chantry View Road, straight across. The footpath is gently raising at this point all the time. Ooh, look. Full Georgia Mildred territory. As you get to the top of the footpath, as you can see it's quite steep. Take a moment to look behind you. Quite a nice view across the valley. Proper old money house with a sensible sized wall. You can see what a lovely house people have bought and get a bit of housing envy. So over the top on Warwick's Bench, and then you start descending down into the sprawl that is Guildford. Warwick's Bank is a strange mix of some gloriously bonkers Victoriana, 30s shock Tudor, fucking horrific 80s infill. Somebody in Guildford Borough Council allowed them to build that monstrosity. And then back to this 1930s shock Tudor. Can't be a bit of Pebble Dash one, that's what I say. Never. And yet, tucked in front of us, little old Victorian school. Tucked in the houses up there. It's just bonkers Victoriana. We love it. There was a house further back up that had like a lighthouse top to it, so that people could look out over the view back in the day. It's absolutely entertaining if you're a bit into urban history. Ooh, trip over the badly kept road surface there. So this is an absolutely glorious thing. And yet there's an infill next door. Modern infill behind the old wall. Oh, they've done a great deal of repair looking at the rest of it. But it's, you know, oh, is that an extension? But they've done it so sympathetically. Across the way, oh, for a bonkers bit of Victoriana. I have no idea what this used to be. So, reaching the bottom by the March Hare pub here, back into the urban sprawl of Guildford. So, pick your way across depending what you want to see. I need to dive into Cotswold camping, I think, spend some money. Despite the modern horrors that are around, there's still Guildford Castle. The gateway into Tunsgate. And again, the bonkers bits on top of Victorian buildings. My walk takes a slightly different view back from what you do if you're doing this for fun because of where I'm staying. But you do get to see this, which is now Wetherspoons, and it's the Rodborough buildings. This is, if not the first, certainly one of the first purpose-built motor manufacturing buildings in the United Kingdom. It was owned by Dent's Brothers, the people who made those wonderful buses and fire engines that those of us of a certain generation used to see. It's a grade 2 listed building, and that's a Wetherspoons. So, whether you follow the river back along or meander your way through town, we end up back in the same place, the square outside the cinema and what used to be a restaurant, which now has some quite nice proper murals on there that nobody appears to have ruined as yet. It's a bit too public for the non-graffiti artists. So, back down past the Odeon, as you can see in front of us and to our right, is our car park. I shall carry on back to where I'm staying. Cheers, thanks for your company. Give us a like or a follow, because it's always a giggle to know there's more than one person, i.e. me, that sees these.